Welcome to Israel for the Giro d'Italia. Only joking, we'll be there later in the month. For now, we've been in beautiful England for the Tour De Yorkshire.
Welcome to Rapha Race Radio, episode 4.
Hey up, cycle sport fans. After a marvellous weekend spent in God's own country in England, we've decided that the Tour de Yorkshire is what the future of bike racing should look like.
That is a fact, Harry. 2.6 million fans, equal pay for men and women.
Absolutely.
Live TV coverage of both races.
Live.
Local riders and World Tour pros mixing up on the same roads. Now all they need is for the big teams to send their best talents.
Still, this year the race was graced by none other than Mr. Gregory van Avermaet, the golden Olympic champion. And the US superclimber Megan Guarnier was also there, with each winning their respective races. What's on the Race Radio transmission for this week?
We went on the hunt for some wildlife in Ilkley Moor.
We met the brilliant Barnes sisters, Hannah and Alice, who got a podium on stage 1.
The beautifully bronzed Juan Antonio Fletcher
He's so tanned.
gives us a taste for the Gelato d'Italia, where we'll be in 2 weeks' time.
Until then, remember, watch racing, go roadside.
An unusual species, once reclusive, are now abundant in the British Isles. These distinctive droppings signal their proximity. Cyclists. Magnificent. Here in Yorkshire, we witness an annual migration. They flock here to see the most impressive specimens display their power. Throughout this triumphant time, they gather in spots ordinarily avoided by mammals with wheels. Some use more obscure means to migrate. Their hoof-like feet make it difficult to move on uneven terrain. A difficult journey requires sustenance, but this watering hole is no good. That's better. This individual mimics the dominant species by adopting the same plumage. Another, seen here, has packed its worldly possessions into the pouches on his back. The crowd frenzy as the race draws near. A metal bird heralds the coming of their exalted ones. And here they are. This fine Belgian specimen is well suited to the terrain. You can discern his pedigree by the gold markings on his head. But today, this blonde-maned Scandinavian variety has bested him. In a surprise victory, he takes the winner's spoils. The ensuing pack stampedes through, devastated by their colossal efforts. Gasping for air, this one barely made it. Soon after, they scatter, satisfied. Until the next time.
We're just on a post-Tour De Yorkshire recovery spin. Hannah's flying back to Girona a couple of days after, so it's nice to be able to get to ride together a little bit.
Your leg is sore?
Yeah.
Yesterday was a pretty hard stage.
Over the top of that Côte de Old Pool Bank, that last 100 metres killed me. I'd happily do another 2 days racing Yorkshire.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do all of the days with the men, even if we didn't have to get up at 6 o'clock every day.
Hey. When I came past you yesterday on that Old Pool Bank, you sprinted that past me.
I didn't actually sprint past you, you just blew.
I did, I blew big time.
There's no rivalry, even though people think there's a lot of rivalry, there isn't any.
For some reason people think we should be the biggest competitors between us, which doesn't make any sense to me.
I think there's a lot more support in the women's peloton. I think a lot of us appreciate what we're doing and having to sacrifice.
Halfway up cow on calf, I was I mean, at the bottom I was dead, and then suddenly, because of those crowds, I had so much more energy.
Makes you super excited for the OVO Women's Tour as well. And then to have mum and dad there at the start and the finish too is really nice. I've been there from the start when we were 8 years and 10 years old riding around. You should do an Instagram story now. You're doing it.
Dropped her.
Hi there, Juan's here, and for the next episode the boys will be at the Giro d'Italia, which is the most beautiful race of the entire season. But it isn't perfect. The riders know when they get to that race that they will have very bad roads, high risk of crashing and having mechanicals. They also know the transfers will be very long and the hotels aren't great either. But the food is amazing, and I actually have to watch and not putting weight on when I was racing the Giro. And my dream after every stage was to the gelateria and grab a tasty gelato. While you don't get excited about the Giro as well, grab a gelato and don't forget to subscribe.